Hey, what's up, guys? So yeah, I know I'm a bit late for this, but I've kind of been busy the past couple days, but I felt tonight I was going to get it up going, because tonight there's going to be a lot of videos up and ready to go. Like, I'm going to have, I think, 4 up tonight. 4 up tonight, for sure. So yes, we're going to start off. So yes, Gotham. I don't know which episode number it is exactly, but I do know what it's called. It is called The Fearsome Dr. Crane. Now this episode, because I didn't really, read the title before I watched the episode, and I didn't remember a lot about the preview about last week's episode. So I was kind of confused about what it was called, and then once I saw and heard the name Dr. Crane, I was like, oh, Scarecrow. That's kind of a little hint to it. So yes, top 5 moments of the fearsome Dr. Crane. So, let's do this. So yes, my number 5 out of my top 5 moments is that Gordon comes home to Selina, and she reveals the truth to him as well. Now, the reason why I put this at the bottom was, because it was just that sort of thing was just like, oh, okay, this is what happened. He finally came back to Barbara's apartment, and he saw Selina there, and she told him the truth that she never saw the Wayne murders. And, that was it, the end of story. Although I felt like this may be the last we see of Selina for a little while, mainly because now we're not really going to have a whole lot to do with her for a while, probably. And so, yeah, that's it. So yes, my number 4 out of my top 5 moments is that instead of it being a fear gas, it's like the actual object. Now, what I mean by that is when Dr. Crane, the first one, not Jonathan Crane, when he goes and scares these people, he actually uses their fear instead of using a fear gas. Now, the adrenal glands, he extracts them and uses them. I believe, that's kind of what he's going to use to actually get the sorry guys, I was drawing a blank here, to actually make the toxin, the fear toxin. And so, sorry guys with my eyebrows, it's just weird. But so yeah, I really did like that sort of thing where it's just like it's gonna be different because it's like it's gonna be evolution. Jonathan Crane is gonna figure out, fear. Let's use actual gas instead of toxin, because you can't create everything that you can't get everything that the people are afraid of. Although I did like that scene with with them scaring with them pigs with the heights in the swimming pool. It showed it was really cool, and it's really was an innovative way to do it, in my opinion. It was to actually do it like that. So yes, my number 3 out of my top 5 moments is the whole that Penguin and Maroni go on a trip. Now this whole masquerade with Penguin and Maroni was fantastic. I think both of these actors really stood out, and they did a great job in their roles. And I think it was really a good episode for Maroni to be like this, this guy who figures out the secret and just like, you know what, I'm going to toy with this guy for a little bit, and it was really interesting. I loved that. It was so amazing. It was just cool, and the guy who plays Maroni does a fantastic job, and the guy who plays Penguin does a fantastic job. And now these two are the only 2 characters that we focus on for this part of the story. It's fantastic. You got 2 great actors working on this thing, and it's just magic. And I think they did an excellent job with this whole thing, because it was just awesome in my opinion. I thought the whole thing with him crushing him in the car with the car crusher was cool, and then how Penguin kept freaking out the whole time, it was just amazing. And then Maroni being like, oh, you know what, there's a guy, he's got this thing, and we need to go get this thing from this thing, it's important, and it's really cool. And how Penguin was just trying at the end, just trying to get Maroni to be like, dude, I can get you this information, I can do this. And Maroni's just like, no, I'm not going to stand for this, you backstab me, you sucker. you're gonna die now. And that was really cool. I did like that. So yes, my number 2 is, out of my top 5 moments, is the Jonathan Crane cameo and the whole his father joining the one girl. I did like this whole scene where he's talking to her, and he's telling, but the main thing about this is the Jonathan Crane cameo. The reason why this was not my number 1 is because there was a scene, well, there were a couple scenes better than this one, and I felt like they should be on top. They're always going to be on top. Even though for my Star Wars Rebels, cameos always come first, this time around it was different. Because the Jonathan Crane cameo, it's interesting to see him, but we're going to get to see him in the next episode. But for, like, Star Wars Rebels, say, we see Lando in this episode, we definitely know we're not going to see him in the next episode. I'm pretty sure it's going to be very likely that we actually see a character can appear in a second episode from the original trilogy. And so I really did like that sort of thing. It was just interesting. And it was good to see Jonathan Crane come in, because I was kind of confused. I wasn't 100% sure if he was telling the truth about his son or what was going on there, actually. But I just loved that whole scene. And then Bullock goes in to save that one chick. It was just great. So yes, guys, honorable mentions. I really don't have any bad things about the episode. Just the whole Fish Mooney thing. I just didn't like it as much, because I just kind of was like, oh, okay. In the episode, she's gonna get ready for a fight. Okay, I guess. All right, whatever. I just was not really that enthused. That's probably my only thing that was a downer for the episode. But other than that, here are some honorable mentions for number 1. Is that Ed gets suspended. Edward Nygma gets suspended. For messing with the body. It was kind of a comedic moment. I thought it was pretty good. It was really great. It was really good. It was just good. So, and then another honorable mention is the Bullock talks to Miss Mullins, which is the victim's sponsor. And I really did like that. Him talking to her. You can kind of, some people I've also watched review this episode, kind of like, there might be a little romance, but there's not going to be a big expansive romance, and that's cool. That was fine. And then is that Gordon and Bullock's love life quick talk. I did like that sort of thing where Bullock is telling Gordon how his love life should be and how his love life is. It was just really interesting to see that, and it was just good. They act. It's just, I'd say that was like practically like improv. It works like that. But I'd say one moment that would probably be a close bet with my number 1 is that Harvey vents his fear. That whole scene, Harvey Bullock tells us his fear. It was just so dramatic. I love that scene so much. It was so great. I wanted it to have as my number 2, but I couldn't have it. It was just so good. I felt like, and I couldn't have it as my number 1 because the other number 1 is so much better than it. So yes, my number 1 is the Hopkins and Gordon. All their scenes together. Both of their scenes. I love those two have such good chemistry. I feel like, they deserve number 1. I do love Leslie Hopkins' character. Well, Leslie Hopkins as a character and the actor that plays her. And Gordon, they both have good chemistry. They both work together well. This is how Barbara and Gordon should have been, And I feel like this relationship is going to work. I love this. It's a good relationship. They are both excellent actors, and they both can do this very well. So yes, guys, Gotham on my side is going really good. Episodes may not be my, this episode may not be my favorite episode, but I do like this episode, and I do feel like this season is really turning out to be, good. Because last season it was kind of now it's kind of going, okay, ooh, that's good, ooh, man, that's great. Hopefully by the season finale, it's like, oh my gosh, that thing is amazing. So, yeah, guys, that is my Gotham, the Fearsome Dr. Crane episode review. I'll see you guys later.